LamaFera is a technique that comes from Tibet. Lama means a priest. It means someone who is knowledgeable. It means guru. And Fera means encircling. So the guru encircling the student with knowledge and with techniques that help elevate anger, stress, pain, sorrow, grief. And so LamaFera is that now. It helps you in overcoming painful memories, in overcoming traumatic memories, in overcoming stress and all these other emotional, mental imbalances that you have within you. And it has higher altered states it can take you to during your meditations. And so what happens back in Tibet, when people wanted enlightenment, they used to meditate for long periods of time, for days and months even, continuously. So in that process, you are normally connected to higher beings. So LamaFera safeguards you against negative higher beings once you have learnt it, or if the guru is healing you or protecting you. So it is a counter measure for a negative entity. LamaFera is not something that you will learn just because you want to learn it. It will come to you. If you are meant to learn LamaFera, it will come to you. You cannot say, okay, I've decided I'm going to learn LamaFera and I'll learn it. Always there will be obstacles for you. So when the person is ready for LamaFera, then you will be able to learn it. So when you learn LamaFera, you are expected to speak some mantras of which are Buddhism in nature. So either you can speak them or in your mind or aloud, or you can play it on a tape, on a video or something. When the healing is going on or when the attunement is going on, however you want to do it, you can flow with that. And you are meant to wear a particular uniform, or rather a robe. If you've seen the Tibet monks, they wear a particular robe, a maroon robe. And so it is when you are initiated to LamaFera, you are given this robe and you are given a burning stick, you are given a few pieces of wood. So you are supposed to use these things when you are doing a healing. So what does a LamaFera consist of? It's a bit different from Reiki in that Reiki, you place your hands to send healing. In LamaFera, you don't need to place your hands, you only use the stick to send the healing, and or the crystal wand, or it can be an aluminium wand, it can be a copper wand, it can be any type of wand, it can even be a wooden wand that you use, and you can then send energy via this instrument. So you are given a robe, which I'm wearing. You are given a burning stick, a few pieces of wood, and a mala. Now for this item you can get various types, but this was the original one that used to come in the kit. But nowadays, because of production costs, different types are being made. Similar with this, you get different varieties of sticks, and you will be taught how these things are used. So this is the mala. Again, even this, there are various types of malas you get, but this was the one that we get in the original kit. And there are other kits nowadays in the market that have various designs and customized items. So that is the first thing. And then this is the book that you will get. It's a book that I have written for LamaFera. So this is basically it's the course material. So the contents in this book are, first of all, the basics of LamaFera, who invented it, how it came about, how all the different techniques were collected and compiled into being LamaFera. It talks about our soul. It talks about what our soul requires or what it desires, right? It helps you to understand yourself better. We have forgiveness and sin, so we talk about forgiveness and sin. We also talk about karma and karmic debts. We talk about negative thoughts, anger, stress, honesty, negative entities, spirit attacks, how prayer works. We'll then talk about how we instill the symbols into you. So there are 5 symbols in the first level of LamaFera that you will learn. And then you will learn about the chakra system, which most of us have learnt in Reiki with me. And so those are the topics that you will learn in LamaFera. LamaFera is olden days where people used to meditate in seclusion. They used to go through phenomenons, which is explained in this introduction level, of how they were being targeted by higher negative spirits because of meditation. Because when you meditate, your energy levels are rising, your purity is rising, and so there are also entities that are attracted to such energies, and then they create something called Maya. So if your willpower is not strong, if your energy circuit itself is not strong, if your physical body, your spiritual bodies are not strong enough, you are bound to be spiritually attacked by certain entities. Now, not all entities are bad, but there are some that are notorious, and so LamaFera helps in safeguarding yourself from these things. Like I said, back in the days in the Himalayas and in Tibet, where people meditate for so long, they actually are inclined to get attacked by negative spirits, because their energy is so strong that negative spirits want to feed this energy. They want this energy, and so they come as illusions. They come as illusions, or they give you illusions of what they are, what they are not. They give you they'll give you fake moments in your mind, and they'll try to give you Maya, as we call it. And if you're weak at heart, it will affect you very much. So LamaFera brings you back down to ground. It grounds you, and this is why LamaFera is slightly different from Reiki, and that is why we always suggest that learn Reiki at least level 1 first before you jump into LamaFera, so that you can understand how LamaFera works. We have a deep topic about forgiveness and sin, right? Because forgiveness and sin is one of the most crucial things in LamaFera, because when you are meditating into higher states of awareness, you're bound to be thrown into small fragments of life which have hurt you, which have maybe you feel guilt about it, or shame about it, or angry about it. And so we are learning how to forgive these aspects of life, and LamaFera will teach you this. So you are going to be battling with yourself, and I would say it's important as well in learning yourself, being aware of yourself. It's also very important to enjoy the process, because Reiki was something that also takes you there in steps, and LamaFera will take you maybe slightly faster. And so if you are not used to knowing yourself, then it will be a bit difficult. Also about we learn the essence of forgiving, and we also learn the essence of sin, how we sin, how not to sin, and how to avoid sin, how to avoid you being in positions where you have to forgive someone or somebody has to forgive you. And so this is needed in a spiritual life, because we have more deeper meditations that we do, and they force us to think an extra mile about ourselves. The awareness kind of like increases, and so when your awareness increases, your karma also tends to increase in certain levels, because if you are a person that is more spiritually grown, and because you're aware of these things, we have to be more careful on how we communicate with others, how we deal in businesses, how we basically your material life, your spiritual life, your emotional life, everything is accountable. And so we need to learn how to overcome these things via learning all about how karma, sin, and forgiveness, how it all it's all interlinked and how it all works. So this topic is quite deep, and a lot is to be learned in this topic. We also have another topic where we learn how to draw symbols. Now, symbol drawing it's a practice that has been done for a long time. It's also called sigil writing, sigil, S-I-G-I-L. And sigil writing is also what I have incorporated with this, because it is important for you to be able to draw a symbol that connects to you, rather than me or any other master giving you a symbol that you cannot use properly because you are not connected to it. So we are making a symbol whereby you are putting in all your emotions to this symbol. All your emotions are being put, all your feelings are being put in this emotion, so that you can make use of this symbol in the right manner and help your patient and help yourself understand who you are and what you are. So this symbol helps you in all these feelings. So when you're healing somebody, you know and you can feel how this emotion will help your symbol be energized, and you can use the symbol at 100%. So because if I give you a normal symbol that LamaFera has to give, or for that matter Reiki has to give, some symbols you will never be able to connect to them if you are not a person who meditates behind each and every symbol. You will never be able to use some of these symbols in your life. But if you have made your own symbol, then that symbol will guide you and will enhance your healing capabilities, so that you don't concentrate on what you want to heal. You just visualize this symbol, and that type of energy will start to flow. So this mantra is to be spoken whenever you are healing somebody, either aloud or in your mind, or you can just play a tape or a video on the side and let it go on, because this mantra is helping purify the space, our mind, our body, our soul, everything. And so it's a long mantra, but it's easy once you get used to it. And when you use this mantra, you are supposed to have a clean or a pure heart when you're using the mantra. So in LamaFera we have 3 stages. One is extracting of energies. whereby we extract the energy. Then we have mantra energizing, and then we have normal energizing, which is pushing in the new energies that are flowing through us. So these three stages are done either consecutively, or you can break it down as you wish and work that way. LamaFera can be done distantly, it can be done physically, but that as a healing, not as an attunement, or not to learn it. When you want to learn it, you can learn the theory distantly, but when it is time for the attunement or the Shakti part, as we say it has to be done via physical transference, because the mantra is to be spoken to you, and also the energy that is flowing through the guru is supposed to flow to the student, and that can only happen when we are physically present. Yes, nowadays there are a lot of distant attunements that are happening in the market, and they are being said they are cheaper attunements and cheaper ways of doing things, but those are the ones who are minting the most money at this moment. When one is being attuned, it is simply not the energy that is being given to you. It is your master's experience, your master's knowledge that is also being transferred to you. And that is why after an attunement, there are so many changes that is happening to you, to your body, to your thought patterns. After an attunement, your thought patterns begin to change. And why are they being changed? Because your guru's energy is also flowing within you. Distantly, that cannot happen because there was no physical transference, and we want physical transference into the spiritual bodies, and that can only happen when you are there together. There are many debates on this, and I personally have been on attunements that are distant, and I was not very happy with them. I have all these certificates lying here, and that kick that's supposed to be there, that connection that's supposed to be there with your master is not there. The Reiki attunements and the LamaFera attunements I've had with my teacher, I still talk to her. I still communicate with her. But the other attunements that I've had, I don't even know where they are. I don't even bother talking to them. I don't have any type of connection with them anymore. So it's not changed my life. When an attunement is happening to you, it's supposed to be a life-changing event. And it can only happen when you are present with your guru. Because even when you are praying to your guru, let's say Sai Baba or any type of God you are praying to, or Lord Buddha himself, if he was there in front of you, how would you receive his energy? And how would you feel? As opposed to him not being there and saying, okay, I'm in the next room and I'm giving you an attunement. What would you feel at that point? What would you feel at that point? How would you receive that energy? So a distant healing is different because we are not transferring our emotions, we are not transferring our energies, we are not transferring any sort of knowledge to you. We are simply sending an energy for healing. That's it. So that is a different thing. But when it comes to a Shakti part or an attunement, the grace of the Guru is supposed to be there, and that only happens when both of you are present. So that comes to the story of distant attunement versus a physical attunement. Well, after a student is attuned by master, all of a sudden they start having different thinking patterns. They have a different thinking pattern, a different thought process, which was not there before. It has come after the healing, or after the attunement rather. And so it's so subtle that you would feel that it is your own thought patterns that you are changing yourself, but it is actually because of the influence of the master or the guru. And so that is why the stress of you being with a guru and you being with your master when an attunement is being done or when a Shaktipat is being done, this is the importance. And that is why it is so important to choose the right guru, the right master, because you want a guru or a master that is more elevated than you, that is more knowledgeable than you are, because that knowledge is what you are getting in the Shaktipat, which is more important than not getting it at all. And that doesn't come in distance, because if you are not physically there, how do you expect the energy to flow through my hands or my consciousness? A guru-disciple relationship is that where there is complete faith in your master, that no, this master is going to change my energies or my life. And how can that happen? How can a life changing event happen when you are distant? You're already starting it at a distant distance. So how will that life changing event happen when you are physically not in contact with your master? So it is very important to actually have this in mind when you are going into any type of healing modality. Why are there workshops? Why do people do these workshops in the first place? You see? And why there are Shaktipats? In the old, even now in India, in some places when you go, the master is present, and when he is transferring his energies, the master is so powerful that your Kundalini rises there and then. There are masters who have got this type of siddhas. We want to reach there. So these are the paths that you can use. Energy healing modalities is one. Bhakti and devotion is another. And then third is yoga, physical yoga, to rise your Kundalini. So there are many modalities that you can use to reach this sainthood. And I was not very spiritual as such before the LamaFera. I was going there, but my spirituality actually really started to hike up after I did LamaFera. And so if a student is interested in LamaFera, then that means that there's a deeper call about your life, about your soul, what your soul desires, what your Atmik Jeev is longing for. So when it is longing for spirituality, when it is longing for awareness, then LamaFera will come to you, and not only helps us in spiritual growth, but it takes us to a different phenomenon, which is spirit entities. Now when this topic comes, people begin to fear and they start to say that it is part of black magic. But LamaFera is not a magic, neither is it any type of black magic. LamaFera is actually a counterproductive method to counter these negative entities and spirits. It also helps in protecting yourself from the negative entities that are out there, that disturb us during meditation, during healings, during spiritual growth. And sometimes when you do a wrong thing, like being near a tree at night and you get possessed by a spirit, so LamaFera can help you in such things. But that does not mean that it's black magic. But a lot of us have this assumption that it is part of black magic. If it was part of black magic, then nobody would become saints or priests of giving you knowledge and for enlightenment, you see. So it is not a magic or a trick but it is a type of healing art which we use to help us understand what the spirit actually requires from us. See, most of the times spirit attack comes, it is because that spirit needs something from us or wants something from us. It is not necessary that it has come to harm you. Sometimes even it is a pitru or an ancestor that has come to you. See? So it is not necessarily that it is a different type of entity altogether. And so sometimes they come to us because we are spiritually evolved, and so they are expecting us to understand them. You see, many a times we just ignore them or harm them instead of helping them. And LamaFera teaches us this, that we should help those spirits that are in need of help. And those spirits that are not in need of help, or rather they are disturbing, they are harassing, they are of negative source, then we purify those spirits by force if they don't listen to you. And so that is part of LamaFera as well. So I hope I've covered most of the topics in LamaFera. And this video has been taken in 2 different places, or 3 different places. We also have something that we get in LamaFera, which is this photo. It's inside the book. I've kept it here because some of us may not want to frame it and keep it somewhere, so I've just kept it here in the book. So whenever you have the book with you, you can see this photo. This photo has a lot of information, even though it's a photo, but it speaks a lot. And when you begin this course, I will explain to you what these photos mean, or what is the symbolism behind this photo. Whoever made this photo had very good knowledge of how to use symbols. That I must say, because the symbolism that is represented in this photo, if you are not spiritual enough, if you are not aware enough, if you do not have enough knowledge prior to healing, you will not know what this photo means. You will simply say that it's a picture, but it has a lot of spiritual essence to it. Even by simply meditating on this photo, you can begin your own healing. That's how powerful this photo is. We call it a yantra. And so there is a certain type of energy imbibed in this yantra that helps the student understand how to use the symbols when we are healing another patient. So I've made, in level 2 also there are more symbols to learn, and you will learn on how to extract negative entities from people, from land, and you will also learn the attunement process and everything in the master level. So in LamaFera, what you are going to do is level 1 and level 2 will be learnt at the same time. So it's not like you'll do level 1, then you wait, and then you do level 2. You learn level 1 and level 2 in the same period, because there's a lot of information that is supposed to be given to you. And so we are going to do it one after the other, so you don't break, because otherwise you'll get lost. And then the master level is more of the attunement procedures and what you're supposed to do as a master, and what not to do as a master, and all those types of things. But also the attunement is there, which is important, because every strength of attunement is different, master to master as well. So when you do the level 1 attunement and the level 2 attunement and the master attunement, there are different stages the master is sending energies to, different chakras that we are sending energies to. Similarly, like Reiki, we have 5 levels in Reiki, and so also that is broken down into stages, because we don't want an abrupt kundalini rising, or we don't want an abrupt spiritual phenomenon occurring to you when the bodies are not ready for it. when your own bodies are not ready for it. That's why Shaktipaths are normally being done in stages. And why they are not being done in stages distantly? Because of this very reason, that some of these attunements never reach to your spiritual bodies. They reach to you in a certain essence, in your mind, or in your you feel that okay, you are now attuned, you can do this, you can do that, but your spiritual body has not gotten the essence of the attunement. So many people then keep on jumping into other healing modalities because they are not happy with the results their patients are having, and so they delude themselves by saying, oh, you know what, I need to learn something more so that I can become better. But only one technique can make you a master also. You don't need many techniques to become a master. For healing, not a saint. Just it's a term that is being used as a healer practitioner, healer master, healer this, healer that, but you don't need many techniques. But it's good to learn many techniques if you want to, but you master one at least. And so LamaFera is like this. Three stages: level 1, level 2, level 3. Energizing, mantra, extraction of energies, those are the things that are there. And of course, the most important part of LamaFera is countering negative entities, black magic and all these things to a certain degree, because like I said, people used to meditate and higher levels, higher states of mind, and the lamas at that time used to use this technique to bring them back to ground the patient. So this is the importance of LamaFera, to make you grow spiritually, to enhance your abilities as a healer, to give you awareness that is of your own awareness, and awareness of a different world that is parallel with ours, right? Now many people will say that I would suggest learn level 1 and 2, wait for at least 2 to 3 months, get to practice, get to know yourself, understand yourself, then go to the master level. And similarly, Reiki teaches you how to freely send energy. LamaFera is focused energy. It is focused on a particular thing. So if you have both, then you have a higher perspective of life and of your healing. So I will cut this video short now. It might be a long video if I add the other videos. If I've missed out something, I'll be in different areas. So thank you for watching my